think this country has forgotten history completely. This is not the first time Islam has tried to conquer Europe and conquer the world. It says in the Quran they have to, right? They're just doing what Allah commanded them, to conquer the world for Allah, right? Arabize the world. That's what they want to do. It's quite open, it's quite clear. They want to impose Sharia law everywhere they go, right? They're not here to integrate, they're here to conquer. It's not the first time in history this has happened. The Crusades were absolutely justified. Not only justified, but necessary for the survival of Europe. And the time's coming where it's going to happen again. Because, as I said, it's not only justified, it's necessary for the continuation of Europe. Do you understand that they took Spain, all of Portugal? They were at France, knocking on the door, until a bunch of farmers stood there, held the line, bashed them off with hammers. Right, do you really want it to come to this again? Or can you just learn some history, please? It's really not that difficult, guys. Like, come on, just study history, open the Quran, give it a read. Nothing I'm saying to you is a lie. Moderate Islam doesn't exist, okay? Moderate Islam requires reinterpretation. And if you're reinterpreting something, that means you're not following it. You're making it up as you go along, right? Moderate Islam is the same as the woman that is now the Archbishop in the Church of England, right? It's no different. It's no different. That's reinterpretation. Clearly says that she can't do that, right? Clearly says she can't do that. But here she is doing it. And the Quran says they have to conquer the world for Allah. So if they don't do that, then they're not a Muslim, are they? They're an apostate. They're breaking the rules. They're doing what they want to do, right? That's moderate Islam. Moderate Islam doesn't exist. It's just apostasy. I just give it a nicer word, right? Islam is the only religion in the world where its book, yeah, its holy book, the Quran, commands its followers to kill you and me, right? To kill us. And then they have the cheek to call us Islamophobic if you're scared of them murdering you. This is backwards. This is beyond crazy, people. So moderate Islam doesn't exist, okay? We need to wake up in this country, people, right? The jails are full. Jails are a jihad breeding ground. I'm just going to say it how it is. Jails are a jihad breeding ground. It's the only way people survive in jail is by converting to Islam, because if you don't, you're going to get all the Muslims beating you up all day. It's just how it is, right? And not only that, you got the Mayor of London, you got the head of security for the country. I forgot their official title, but it's a load of rubbish anyway, right? They're jihads in positions of power. This is frightening. 20% of our hotels are full of fighting age jihads that want to implement Sharia law. How do you think this is going to end, people? How do you think this is going to end? All you have to do is look back in history and see the last time this happened. But the other thing is, Christians and Europeans were one and the same thing, right? Which we should be. We've turned our back on God. No wonder they're letting jihads overtake our land, right? Because at least then they stood their ground. They said, no more, mate. We're retaking the Holy Land. We're retaking Europe. Because it's for the Lord. For the Lord. What do you mean? They're doing it for Allah. They're doing it for Allah, right? Let's not forget, right? Why did God ask Abraham to sacrifice his son? Do you want to know why? It's because that's what the pagans were doing. They were sacrificing their children, right? God wanted to know, do you love me as much as the pagans love their gods? So ask yourself that, yeah? If they're willing to fight jihad for Allah, are you telling me you're not willing to fight a crusade for Jesus Christ? Jesus told us to buy a sword. He told us to keep the sword in its place, right? That doesn't mean go out and attack people, it means to defend the faith. Defend the faith. What's happening right now is our faith is being overtaken. We need to defend the faith. We need to defend Europe. We need to defend this country, the United Kingdom, from this invasion. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no maybes. Maybe there's another solution. No, there isn't another solution. They're going to implement Sharia law. Whether you bow down and let it happen, or they take it by force, that's their overall goal, right? Why do you think half of the next population of children is called Muhammad? It's called Muhammad. They're telling children in school, you'll be Muslim by the time you're year 6. My children will never be Muslim. By the time they're year 6, they'll be ready to fight the crusade, mate, because you lot aren't. So I'm going to have to raise an army of children. The only hope for the white race at the end of the day, the white European race, because that's what they want to destroy. If you look back in history, the only people that have ever built an army big enough to stop this Islamic invasion and the Jews from committing usury is white European armies. Did you know that the Jews and the Muslims worked together to stop the Crusades? Did you know that? Did you know they've been working together ever since? Hello? Why do you think the Jews are paying for the Jihads to invade Europe? This is good for them. This is what they want, right? Because their Messiah, if you actually go and read the Talmud, because you lot are lazy, you can't be bothered to read. If you read the Talmud, their Messiah, which in Christianity is our Antichrist, because Jews, your Messiah's already come. He come 2,000 years ago, mate. His name is Jesus Christ, right? You deny him and you're waiting for this Antichrist to come now. And what does your Antichrist do? He kills all the white people. Why? I don't know. I don't make the rules, I just read them, right? Why does he kill the white people? Maybe because the white people will stop him. Wake up, white Europeans. Wake up. Time's coming, whether you like it or not. Might as well get ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not sure why the truth in history is so controversial. I get why it's hidden, because the truth hurts. And the people that hide it are still in charge. So obviously they don't want you to know. But for you that are not sure about the Jews, oh, I'm not sure Tommy's friends with the Jews, right? Well, just know the Jews created communism, capitalism, feminism. They also took the dollar off the gold standard. Do you understand? They created fractional reserve banking, and then they made owning gold illegal. So they took all the real money and left you with nothing, and then made you a slave to it, to nothing. And then guess what? Fought 2 world wars to cover it up. There you go. And what's the outcome of that? The outcome of that is now Europe is being flooded with jihads. That's great, isn't it? So when you start putting these pieces together, it starts to make a lot of sense, right? Doesn't it? Let's be honest now. Now this is going to be real controversial. But was Hitler wrong? Like, really? Like, guys, I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be honest. My family fought in the war. I grew up my whole life thinking they were heroes. Do you understand? Fighting the bad guys, fighting the Nazis. But do you understand, when you actually look in the details, we was not the good guys. How was we the good guys? Like, let's actually be honest here, right? So the Nazis were fighting the communists, and we joined the war to help the communists. Apparently we joined the war to save Poland. Save Poland. That's the biggest lie that's ever been told. What do you mean save Poland? How did we save Poland? We handed Poland to the communists, and the communists starved like half the population. How is that saving them? How is that saving them? How is that saving them? How's it saving them? Right? Hundreds of millions of white Christian Europeans died during the war. You know, more people died by starvation due to communism than actually fought in the war. Did you know that? We aren't taught that. Why don't we talk about the Bolsheviks? Why are we not told about the Bolsheviks? Starved 60 million to death in Russia. You know what, yeah, the numbers of the Holocaust don't even add up, right? If you do the maths, they don't add up. Okay, I'm sorry, whatever. But you know what, give them the benefit of the doubt, alright? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It happened. Right, not shower rooms, okay. But whatever, happened, okay? 6 million is a tenth of 60 million. And that was just in Russia that the communists killed, that the Jews created. Yeah? We are talking hundreds and hundreds of millions of people. 6 million is nothing in comparison. Nothing. It's like nothing. So, was we really the good guys? Was we really? Because look at the outcome. Look at the outcome of it. Our island, our beautiful island. What is left? Check the comments. I guarantee there'll be my favourite Muslim fans, favourite Jihads that always watch my content. Yeah, they'll be in the comments. They'll be like, look, this is our land. We're coming to take over. Like they're not hiding it. They're not hiding it. If you deny it, you're just a bit delusional, mate. You need to open your eyelids. Open your eyelids and your ears, and you might understand what's actually happening. I've been saying this for a long time now. I risked my life going into them hotels. I was the first person ever in history to go inside them hotels. Inside the Jihad army, to show you they're a Jihad army, and you're still in denial. Wake up, people. It's getting serious. Now as well, right, we all learnt in school about the Nazis burning the books. But they never told you what books they were. You know, there were books on transgenderism. Did you know that they had child brothels in Berlin before Hitler took charge? Did you know, if you look up statistically, yeah, the highest standard of living in all of history, yeah, think all of history, right? We've got about 5,000 years of history recorded, yeah? Obviously before that, but since recorded, yeah, last 5,000 years, the highest standard of living ever recorded is in Nazi Germany. They don't tell you that though, do they? Of course they don't tell you that. Look at our standard of living now, yeah? It's terrible. We're importing the third world, we're becoming the third world. The third world that we are importing wants to kill us in the name of Allah and impose Sharia law where it's okay to marry children. This is the reality, guys. Like, you need to wake up to it. You need to understand that Islam is not compatible. It's not compatible with the way we live, right? It's not good for the world. It's not good for the world at all. It's terrifying, if anything. Like, I guess that does make me Islamophobic. You should have a phobia of Islam, right? If you don't have a phobia of Islam, you don't know Islam. Like, that's just the reality, bro. That is the reality. You need to read the book. It's demonic. Yeah, Muhammad is one of the worst people to ever walk this earth. He was horrible, mate. He was a child of Satan himself. Right? Just understand, yeah? Just understand, right? And not only did he marry a 6-year-old, but this 6-year-old was his best friend's daughter. Yes, you heard that right. It was his best friend's daughter. A 6-year-old little girl. By all accounts, by all Islamic accounts, right? And some will lie, you know, they'll lie. That's all they do is lie about their own religion, about their own book, about their own prophet. It's disgusting. All they do is lie about it. But they'll lie and they'll tell you, oh, she wasn't 6. They count years after the age of puberty. Well, what age do you start puberty then? But see, whole nother layer by one question, bruv. You have to do so much mental gymnastics to accept Islam as true. You have to deny science. You have to deny maths. You have to believe an all-knowing God can't divide inheritance correctly. You have to believe an all-knowing God doesn't know how babies form. What do you mean? What do you mean? You have to believe that an all-loving God commanded his prophet to marry a child, right? You have to believe an all-loving God commanded his followers to murder everybody who disagrees. Yeah? Are you serious? Are you serious? Islam is a mental illness. It's a mental illness. It needs to be seen as that. People need to understand this. It's not normal. Right? We need to actually start educating ourselves on the reality, on real history, on real life, the reality today. Okay, what's actually going on, right? Believe all these little rabbit holes and dig deeper, because it always leads to the same place. It always leads back to a Jew that is trying to cover up Jesus Christ. That's it. That is it. All of history, it lasts 2,000 years of history. Dig a little deeper and you'll find one common denominator, and that is they turn out Jewish. And not only that, but Jewish that denies their Messiah. Every single time. Freemasons, communism, capitalism, feminism, gay rights, transgenderism as a whole, let alone trans rights, let alone teaching them this in school. This is ridiculous. You guys have no idea the reality of what's going on. No idea. And you think, oh, because of this Israel-Palestine conflict, that Jews and Muslims are not on the same side. Are you alright, mate? Are you alright, mate? Who do you think's buying the dinghies for them? Where does the money come from? It comes from the Jews. Who owns the Federal Reserve Bank? Jews. Brilliant. Which means, since they took it off the gold standard, money is printed out of thin air, which means Jews run the economy because they literally print money out of thin air. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold. It's backed by government bonds, which is, guess what, is another piece of paper. So your piece of paper is backed by another piece of paper, and that's it. And the Jews are sitting there printing both pieces of paper, laughing at you, right? Laughing at us. Because all we do is slave away for these little bits of paper that they literally print from thin air. And then they ban you from owning physical gold. They ban you from owning physical gold. And they crank the prices up at the houses. They buy all the houses. They buy all the land. They make the game so rigged against you that getting a house isn't even suitable anymore. Getting a house... Who wants a mortgage, bruv? You want to be tied down to one property for 25 years that you don't even own. The bank owns it. And guess what? The bank printed the money out of thin air. And guess who owns the bank? It's a Jew. You want to be a slave for 25 years? By all means. If you want to open your eyes, realise the game is rigged against you, realise that the problem is right there. There's one simple solution. It's called the Crusades. They got it right already. This has been silenced in history. This is why you think the Crusades are evil. Oh, evil Europeans. Oh, they wanted wealth for money. No, they wanted their land back from the Muslims. Because the Muslims have walked around, killed all the Christians. There is no Muslim land. The whole Middle East, what you consider to be Muslim lands, are Christian lands. They were Christian. Syria is Christian. Until the Muslims came along and started killing everybody and imposed Sharia law by force. This is history. What do you think is going to happen, Europe, now that there is millions of jihads everywhere? Have you seen what's going on in Nigeria right now? Guess what? Muslims killing Christians, trying to impose Sharia law by force. Hello? Hello? Just look at Nigeria. Look how many people are being killed right now. You don't hear about that though. And why are all the refugees Muslims? They're not fleeing war. They're the ones starting the wars. Oh, guys, seriously, like, where runs through your brain? I get it. I know most of you watching are slaves in this system. You are slaves. We are all slaves. We have to be. Do you get what I'm saying? Until enough people wake up, right? Listen, you need 2% of the population to throw a successful revolution, right? That roughly means we need 3 million people. Yeah, the same amount of people that turned up for Tommy, right? If you guys actually got together, instead of waving flags and getting pissed in the streets, right? If you actually got together, put on your crusader gear, right? And went out and cleared the country, you want them deported, well, guess what? There's one way to deport them, and that's to deport them yourself. That's it. That is it. That's the truth. If you want usury to stop, if you want to stop being a slave, well, guess what? You got to get rid of the slave masters, which are the banks that print money out of thin air. We need to make an economy that's actually backed by something. And what is more important than the people? What's more important than the people? You get paid per labor, per hour labor, or per product that you produce into society, that you benefit society with, right? Guess what? That's called National Socialism, which, guess what? They label as Nazi. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? You put a slanderous term on all these things. Racism. How come every other race can be racist towards white people and it's not considered racism, but anything that white people do straight away is racism? When I point out the fact, yeah, that 4% of the population, you black people, right, are causing 64% of the gun crime, right, that makes me a racist. No, it doesn't. It means that I can read statistics and realise that the 4% of black people are causing 64% of the gun crime. If you want gun crime to drop 64%, you deport the 4% of black people. It's not that difficult, right? That's exactly what the numbers show, exactly what the statistics say. That doesn't make me racist. That makes me logical. It's racist to assume that these people are fleeing war and should be in my country, and that the average person should pay taxes to pay for these people that aren't fleeing war, they're creating wars, and they're coming here to create another war, and you're paying for it. You expect us to pay for it. This is ridiculous. Stand up, people. Wake up. And I just want to thank those that do listen, right? Those that are listening to me, that actually hear my words, that go and test me, not just emotionally react, whether you agree or disagree. Yeah? I don't even want to see a comment like, just emotion. Like, I don't want emotion, you understand? I want some logical responses. Okay, if you disagree with me, tell me why you disagree with me. Show me some statistics, show me some evidence from the Quran, from the Talmud, that says what I'm saying is wrong, right? Show me some sort of evidence, please. I don't want your emotion. Oh, I love Tommy. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. Once upon a time, I supported Tommy too. Once I realised he was a puppet for the Jews, it hurt. Yes, it did. But guess what? I'm honest. My emotions don't matter, right? The evidence showed he's a puppet. He's no good. You're following it. Listen, yeah? You're all sheep, right? We're all sheep, okay? Tommy is standing there going, you're all headed to the slaughter. You're headed to the slaughter. But anytime a sheep thinks, fuck that, I'm jumping out the gate, he gets him back in line. He goes, no, get back in line. You're heading to the slaughter. Do you understand? That's what Tommy is. He's telling you you're heading to the slaughter, right? And if you follow him, he's going to lead you to the slaughter. Do you understand this? Right? And those that do understand this, thank you very much. Honestly, I appreciate you guys. Those that are waking up, I see a lot of people waking up recently. Honestly, this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen if people weren't out there talking and being honest. So that's what I intend to do. That's what I intend to keep doing. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, this little rant, if it's been eye-opening, if you've gained any sort of value, leave a like, leave a comment with some logic, not emotion, right? Hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to support this channel, check the links in the description as well. Different ways to support the channel, because I would like to do this full time, but obviously we're all slaves to the matrix one way or another. We all have bills to pay, we all got a life to live, right? So yeah, if you want to support, check out the links. Thank you for watching.